Welcome to Deakin Stadium here for the Bar TV Capital Football preliminary final, Canberra's NPL clash between Canberra FC and Tigers FC. Clubs just heading out onto the field here shortly. It should be an interesting game, this one. They've played each other twice this season, if you don't include their FFA Cup tie between the two clubs, which Canberra FC won 3-2. If you don't include that game, we look at their earlier season form here. They played at Deakin Stadium earlier in the year. It was 7-2. Thomas James on that occasion, he scored a hat-trick. Nicholas Villafane, will be looking out for him in this season. Of course, he won the Golden Boot alongside Thomas James, both of them scoring 17 goals this year. But when they played in Cooma later on in the season, it was Tigers FC who actually claimed the victory 2-1 in a tight affair. Kofi Denning, he makes his return for Canberra FC on what is not a bad day. It's a bit overcast at the moment. We're getting a bit of breeze as the sides make their way out. We'll have a look at the teams now, the starting sides for Canberra FC. In the goalkeeping position, Jordan Thurtell in jersey number 23, Daniel Subasic in number 3, Matty Gabressa, he's in number 4, Michael Menza in number 5, number 6, Ryan Kerr, number 7, Matthew Waters, number 8, their captain, Ian Graham, number 9, Thomas James, the Golden Boot winner. Of course, he's been so fantastic this year. In number 10, Kofi Denning, he makes his return to the side this week. Number 11, Ivan Pavlak. Number 7, Aidan Brunskill runs out their starting lineup for the home side here in, well, they were the champions. They finished on top of the table. They were defeated by Canberra Olympic last week, 5-3. The Tigers, they survived a scare against Tuggeranong United in what was one of the games of the season. It was unheralded goalkeeper Cody Nash. He'll actually start this game in jumper number 1. In number 2, Jared Tanini. Number 3, Osman Damari. Number 4, Michael Keita. Number 5, Dominic Culiciello. Number 6, Tony Spasecki. Number 7, Nicholas Kalfas. Number 8, Jeremias Ibarra. Number 9, Robert Dealey. 10, Mark Shields. And rounding it out, the other Golden Boot winner, Nicholas Villafane. So, just having a toss at the moment. Both sides ready for this encounter, that's for sure. A spot in the grand final awaits the winner of this game. Not a bad crowd in here at Deakin. Quite a few inside, rugged up, try to stay out of this cool, breezy conditions that we've got at the moment. Won't really bother the Cooma boys. They're used to this sort of weather. So it looks like it'll be Denning who'll kick us off here as the players take their position. Just waiting for the all clear here, not sure exactly what we're waiting on here. As Mark Shields hops out of the circle. All clear, and we're underway here in the Capital NPL preliminary final between Canberra FC and Tigers FC. Just played back early from Canberra, back to Thurtell. He goes long, looking for Waters. Manages to control it, but just battled out there. Time it was Ibarra getting in with the challenge. Play back here to Pavlak, looking for Denning. Just have to wait and see which side will settle early on here. There can be nerves that aren't there earlier in the season. Of course, when you've got a position on the line for the grand final, Shields controls that, plays it nicely to Dealey. They'll go out the outer side now. It's played there to Kalfas, but Not too sure what he was trying there, and Brunskill will bring it back in. Back to James. Not unusual to see him back there in the defence. He nearly loses that, but he manages to get it back. Should be plenty of goals in this game. There's, as I mentioned before, the two top goal scorers of the year in this game, Villafane and Thomas James. As Menza, he's dispossessed there. It's a poor ball by Keita, which was cut off by Gerbessa. And again, that was a nervous pass. It comes off dearly, but they get away with it, the Tigers, through Damari. And now a ball looking for Shields. No support there as Abara's just a little bit too far away, and that'll be easily taken there by Thurtell. He opts to play to himself. Goes long to the wing looking for James, unmarked out there. First touch, just can't control it. And Menza, that'll be free kick for his challenge on Dealey there. Opts to slow it down, but saw the run of Kalfas and just runs into the Ivan Bullam stand over there on the outer side of the ground. Yet to see exactly how this win's going to play into the hands of either side, as Denning is dispossessed by Damari and played out here all the way back to Pavlak and Thurtell. Just looking to control the ball when they have the possession, Canberra FC. That's a nice pass to Waters, to Denning, back to Waters. Just can't find the target on that occasion, and Keita and Culicello has his pass cut off by Pavlak. Space on this left side, a ball in. And Nash, who was the hero in last week's game, manages to come out and receive it. He sends that one long. Good contest between Shields and Gerbessa. Subasic put himself under a bit of pressure, and now Tigers FC with their first real look at this game with Kalfas. He gets around one, gets past Graham and a ball in. Easily taken there by Thurtell in goal. A few spectators still filtering into the ground. We're only in the early stages of this preliminary final game between Canberra FC and Tigers FC. Both had really good seasons, which is why they're in this position. And now Ibarra, he goes on a searching run. That's a great ball into the box for Shields and Thurtell. And it looks like he's called it against Shields there. That was a wonderful run from Ibarra there, and that's the first real chance we've seen in this game in the early stages. And now he's talking to Mark Shields. Just a chance to catch their breath there, Canberra. Hasn't really been a settling pattern so far in this game as Menza plays it down to Thomas James. A wonderful ball to Denning and saved by Nash. What a fantastic save there by Nash. End-to-end football right there from Canberra FC, and you see how quickly they go from defence to attack, and what a fantastic save by Cody Nash. I thought for all money Denning was going to open the scoring there after a wonderful pass from James. But it wasn't to be for Canberra FC. Still 0-0, 5 minutes gone in this one. Now Gerbessa, nice touch. Plays it to Graham. Just looking to calm things as James plays Denning. Had Brunskill on that outer side. Can't find him, and Culiciello will calm things down as just caught there by Denning, but just misses the play of Thomas James. So if the early stages of this game are any indication of what we'll see for the rest of it, there could be some goals coming for both sides. Quite open at the moment. No sort of real pattern yet to the play. As Damari will look to bring it back in. Plays it down to Shields. Thought that may be a free kick, but the ball's run out. Brunskill only as far as Damari. He gets past a couple. He has Villafani if he wants to use him. No, he goes himself. An easy shot to deal with for Thurtell. We haven't really called Villafane's name early on in this game. Ball there from Keir. That was a nice touch. Playing Waters, Menza. Fantastic strength there, and here are the midfielders through Graham. Out to Brunskill. Sizes up his options, but it's a poor pass. And cleared there by the Tigers. Great work there by Brunskill, though, to win it back. Plays Thomas James, so dangerous. Up against Tanini. Great defence there from the left back for the Tigers. They managed to clear it to this outer side. There's a contest in midfield, though. That's the first real touch for Villafane, and he's put in his backside by Graham. He just looks at the ref as if to say, I thought that should have been a free kick, and it's a bit sore, Villafane, after that one. Of course, he is the key for the Tigers in this game. Has a couple of words to the referee as well after that. Should be okay to continue, though. Coming play out here to Ibarra. Just really needed to control that ball in this swirling breeze. It's not really going in any direction at the moment. It's sort of just swirling around. Might be a little bit difficult for the players to adjust at the moment. Culiciello started the play back up. Play from Shields, only as far as Pavlak. He clears it with ease to Menza, and this is where they're dangerous. This open space at the back for Canberra FC, and Menza, he's still onside, but Nash comes out of his box and clears it quite easily. Back out here to Ibarra. He's gotten through a mountain of work in the early stages. Can't expect him to keep that up all game. This is what Canberra FC do so well, but Keir just with a bit of a lazy pass there. So I was going to say Canberra FC do so well at controlling the ball when they do have possession, those holding midfielders in Graham, and this is a nice pass from Pavlak looking for Thomas James on the edge of the box. Save again from Cody Nash, and back from Denning looking for Menza. It falls back to Thomas James at that back post. Has a nice touch. Damari manages to force him back. He plays it back to Brunskill. Menza has a chance, and a few chances go begging there for Canberra FC. They do look the more dangerous side at the moment. But he was the hero last week, Cody Nash, and he's already made a couple of important saves in this one. Might be a little bit sore in the right shoulder there. Chance to compose here for Tigers FC. Straight again to those holding midfielders in Graham and Keir. They managed to cut it off. Gabessa will clear it, but it's now cut off in midfield. But again, that breeze is making it difficult to find the finishing touch here.
Looks like it's more swirling towards the right of your screens, towards where the Tigers are going. Ball there from Menza. Spasecki, I thought, yeah, he wins a free kick there. See the importance of Denning. Of course, he missed last week's game against Canberra Olympic. The 5-3 loss to Canberra Olympic last week with injury, and he's just come back in and he's given Canberra FC some real life in this early stages of the preliminary final here. Graham can't get over the top there. Come out in a... It's cut off well by Waters. Tigers still on the attack with Keita. It's cut off quite well though by Subasic and Grabessa, and Thomas James, he now has a chance to start the attack with Denning. Looking for James, and you see the pace. He works his way inside, he has Menza, but Nash again. And now it's played to Villafane. Nice ball to Shields. Just need to compose themselves here. Nash, though, he's come into this side after being the substitute last week, and he's been fantastic. That ball just a poor one to Shields, and Pavlak deals with it back to Thurtell. Now just composing through Grabessa to James, being worn like a glove by Damari at the moment, but you see how much of a wily player Thomas James is. He's managed to find so much space on that right side so early. You just wonder as well whether there'll be some changes later in the game. Possibly Waters goes to that right side, James could go central, maybe Denning goes to the right side. They've got so many different options up their sleeve, so many players that can play in a variety of positions as they just opt to force the Tigers into chasing them here. Now here's James. Has Waters wide if he wants to use him. He does. Surging run by Pavlak. Just turned at the wrong stage did Pavlak, but it all worked out as he was brought down by Ibarra, and a chance to bring it into the box here. There's plenty of weapons. Ryan Keir and Ian Graham in particular. Thomas James is so good in this position as well. So we tick over 15 minutes gone in the first half here at Deakin Stadium. Cody Nash just working out his wall. I wouldn't be surprised if Thomas James had a shot here. He's got Pavlak outside the box, but that'll be shut down pretty quickly. A run made there, and it's dealt with pretty easily. The low ball into the box, and Villafane now, he has a chance at the other end on the counter-attack. The Argentine just loses his grip on it at the wrong period of time, loses control of possession. And a goal kick for Thurtell. A few players remonstrating that it should have been possibly a free kick against Villafane just before he managed to get clear there, possibly a shirt tug, but nothing doing, and a goal kick for Thurtell. So both sides have had their opportunities here. Ball from Menza. Just a foul there on Spasecki, who gets up quite quickly. Just before that wave of red gets back, in particular Kieran Graham in midfield. It's a wonderful ball out here to Ibarra against Pavlak. He gets up really nicely, and it's played down by Shields. A chance and hits it directly at Thurtell. Creative play there from the number 10 for the Tigers. Short ball to Graham. Play themselves into a little bit of trouble there as Subasic plays it back to Thurtell. High ball for Denning to get under. It's the first day of spring, and you wouldn't think it from the temperature at the moment. That one nearly came down with snow on it. Get another free kick in midfield for the Tigers. They're just winning those 50-50s at the moment. Looking to push numbers up the field. No one's searching for Ibarra and just can't find him. Quick take from Thurtell. Plays Subasic. No real pressure at the moment. They're happy when this happens, Canberra FC. They just like to play it around. Cabessa, he just goes for a searching ball, looking for Waters. He wins the header. Comes high. Back to Keir. Here's James. Plenty of space. Could he unleash a shot? No. Opts to take on Damari. Plays it out to Brunskill. A ball into the box, looking for Graham, and it's cut off well on that occasion by Spasecki. And the Tigers now a chance to counter. No. So Gabessa with the long throw into the box, finds Menza's head, falls to Ibarra. He can't clear it. Menza with a left-footed shot, and it's cleared in the end by Keita, only as far as Subasic. It's cut off in midfield, but Gabessa manages to get back, but space here for Villafane, but Ibarra doesn't see him. He manages to go inside instead, and that's cut off well, and now a chance for Waters. He gets busy on this left side. Before Keita comes to him, can he beat him on the outside? He can't. That's a wonderful, wonderful tackle from Keita. Fantastic from the right back for the Tigers there. Waters plays Thomas James. He does cop a boot there, and from a similar position as the free kick before. Right on the edge of the box. We know how dangerous he can be in this position, Thomas James. Just works himself to his feet here. Just has to wait as the referee counts out his paces. Moves the wall a bit, which means Nash has to readjust his wall. James from the spot. It's a nice ball to Keir. And just misdirects that header over the flying Nash, and another chance goes begging for Canberra FC. Well, we have seen early on in this game who we think the key players are going to be. Certainly need the Tigers to keep their eye on Thomas James. There's a wonderful ball here, finds Kalfas down that left wing for the Tigers. A wonderful tackle from Ryan Keir. It's one back there for Canberra FC. So ball from Thurtell. Menza He's winning so many of those battles in the air at the moment. Thomas James worked under it by Spasecki on that occasion. Might see another long ball here from Grabessa. So we reached the halfway point of the first half. It's a long ball in. Looking for Menza. He gets his head to it. Danning! Oh! Wonderful work there. I think it was Dearly on the goal line there. Saved a certain goal. Just put himself in front of the ball and some quality chances for Canberra FC, but they haven't managed to put it on the scoreboard. Stark contrast to earlier this year when it was 7-2 here at Deakin. Easy there for Grabessa. Finds James and Menza. So powerful is Menza, and he just holds off Tanini. Oh, wonderful touch there from James. Back to Keir, but that was a sloppy, and we see the pace here from Kalfas. It's almost blocked off the ball there by Grabessa, and we're free kick as the ball's punted high into the Ivan Bullam stand. Well, here's the key for the Tigers in this game. They have to make the most of their chances when they get them, because you can count on the fact that Canberra FC are going to have more chances and they're more likely to score based on that fact. And now Thomas James, he just can't control it on that occasion, and Damari dispossesses him. Villafane gets a rare touch. Back to Damari, and easy ball for Thurtell, and they'll break here through Pavlak. Ball for Menza, but Spasecki does well. Pavlak plays Keir. A lot of numbers behind the ball for Tigers. Bit of a nothing ball there from Keir. Thought may have seen a run from Waters, but it weren't on the same page. And Keita goes back and throw it back in. Intercepted there by Waters to Graham. Now James has space. Shut down pretty quickly by Damari. He knew exactly where he was going. May have watched that move a couple of times, but James with a fantastic touch wins a free kick. I don't know if it was there. The referee thought so. So another chance for Thomas James to have a go from the spot. And from this position, well, he could do anything, although it could be Grabessa, who's also standing over the ball. So many tricks up their sleeve, Canberra FC. Thomas James. It's a striking free kick, and just to the left of the upright. Perhaps was a bit ambitious there. Could have gone top right corner, but you won't question Thomas James when he has a shot, because more often than not they go in. Now Brunskill back to James. That's another fantastic touch. So much time and space, and plays Waters on the edge of the box. His first touch was magnificent, and he scores the opener. Well, it was such a simple touch from Thomas James in midfield that really opened them up, and his ball to Waters was just as good, who just simply, his first touch got him into that space, and then the second touch was good enough, and the third he finished it with. And 27 minutes gone here. Canberra FC 1, Tigers 0. Well, that certainly changes the complexion of this game. Matthew Waters with the opening goal here. And now Thomas James. So those 50-50 battles that were being won earlier by the Tigers now being won here by Canberra FC as he looks to play Waters again. That time was Keto was in the mood, and then Keir has a lash at it. So a fantastic start for Canberra FC. They get the goal they craved in this opening half. Coming from the boot of Matthew Waters. So fantastic out on that left wing, as he's been for much of the season. Now we'll see what the Tigers can do here. It's a ball here. Back to Tanini. James. Just controlling it now. Denning. He has Brunskill if he needs him. He doesn't. He'll go wide. This pass just misses Waters. It was unmarked on the back edge of the box. Plays it back to Pavlak. Now back to Kieran. They're just controlling this game now. Canberra FC as James plays it back to Gerbessa. Subasic with him if he needs him. Now back to Thurtell, and they're just controlling it now. To Graham. Tries to be a little bit fancy there. Doesn't quite work out for him. A ball out here for Ibarra, but again they lose it in midfield this time. Oh, fantastic there from Pavlak. Just breaks down that left wing. Cuts back to Thomas James. We've seen him in this position before. Wonderful ball to Menza, but Keita gets up well and manages to deal with it. Just need to compose themselves here, the Tigers, and Ibarra does that. Looking for players. He plays Villafane. Has to simply go back. Play to Keita. Plenty of space here for Shields, the number 10. Wonderfully cut off there by Brunskill, and Kaufas and James had a good contest, and Kaufas manages to win his side a corner. Played quickly by Villafane. Trying to catch Canberra FC out, but there was no one in the box, really. Plenty of numbers back for Canberra FC. So Ibarra and Villafane. Kaufas leaves it for Shields, but Keir. And Menza's on side here against Keita. Just can't control it, and see a difference in touch there between when there's a chance for Menza and the difference between that and what Waters did earlier, but can't fold him there. It was a tough chance under the pressure of Keito, who did so well. Keep the pressure on Menza there, and Menza's been so good in the opening stanza here. Shields. There's Ibarra. Colucciello. And now Spasecki. Chance for Damari to get away from Thomas James and perhaps head upfield. Looks like there might be a bit of positional change. Perhaps Denning going to that left wing as Kaufas. Oh! Just bent at the wrong time and nearly tested Jordan Thurtell there. Takes his time here, Pavlak. presses on here from the Tigers. Plenty of space behind us. Barra just with the hand in the back. A couple of fans not happy with that one. It's taken quickly there by Pavlak. Comes back from Subasic. He's got plenty of space down here, and Waters again forcing Keita, but Spasecki does well. Does really well. Had Mark Shields if he wanted to use him, and in the end that's a pretty cynical challenge there on Graham after he managed to kick it out. I'm surprised Spasecki didn't get a yellow there. Graham stayed down there. I think he copped a boot to the front of the shin there. Just going to call the linesman over and see whether there was anything untoward there or whether it was just accidental. Looks like it'll be overturned here, possibly, and it'll be a free kick for Canberra FC. It is. As Graham comes to the sideline to get some attention. Comes back on. So Brunskill plays Denning. Definitely moved Thomas James more central. Brunskill got it back from Denning. There's no one there for Canberra FC, and easy for Dealey to clear it to Ibarra. Nearly James there, and Galucciello was on it, and he gets it back after a poor pass, and Shields just not strong enough there. Well done getting back, Matty Gerbessa. And Thurtell just calms things down. Plays it back to Gerbessa. And sort of lope up field and play a nice ball out here to Waters. But Nash comes out and he manages to cut it off just before Waters got to it. This comes out here to Kalfas. Galucciello, but won really well there by Subasic. James now on the attack. Plays Menza. Nash out of his box. Menza back to Waters. Plays Keir. He can have a shot if he wants. Curling right top corner and just wide of the post, and a diving Nash. End-to-end stuff here, 10 minutes before half-time. Nash with a nice ball. It's cut off though by Graham. Bit of indecisiveness and... oh! Had to get rid of it, Nash, as he was outside of his box, and now Shields. Kalfas looking for a bar. He has Villafane inside. If he got a boot to it, he just couldn't, and now a chance for Villafane. No. Thurtell. You can see the frustration there from Villafane. Just a better touch there from Ibarra, and they possibly get him one-on-one with Thurtell, and now Denning catches them out here at the back. Keita, Basecki and Tanini just all fell asleep there and left Nash at the will of and mercy of Denning, and very fortunate for the Tigers on that occasion not to be down 2-0. Perhaps the breeze playing a part in that as well, holding the ball up. It is sort of swirling towards the right of screen, towards the Tigers' goal, rather than Canberra FC, the direction they're heading to the left of screen. Again, Ryan Keir so strong in the air. Denning, he turns. Just a poor ball there, looking for Menza. Tanini. Just gets over Pavlak's head there. But again, Ibarra looking for Villafane, but it's not cleared up quite as he would have liked Subasic, but Gabessa, those two have been so handy this year as a defensive pairing down back, and that'll go against Menza. There's a poor ball there from Spasecki, and James cuts it off to Keir. Space here for Menza. On the left-hand side, he has Waters trailing him behind him. If he wants to use him, he does. Colucciello with the challenge. And offside there against Menza. It's just a few frustrated players at the moment from the Tigers. They're not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination. They can find goals. They have brilliant players. You look at Villafane as an example. They just need to keep their heads at the moment. I mean, that pass before from Spasecki, taking the quick free kick, and James cutting it off. Just can't afford those mistakes against Canberra FC. This time Shields. Colucciello plays it back to Dealey, but James with so much pace cuts it off before Kalfas can get to it. All the way back to Thurtell. Ibarra put him under some pressure there, which was nice, and Dealey to Shields, and cut off by Graham, and now Thomas James with space on the right side. That first touch, and then a pass. What a ball! Looking for Waters, and he clashes with Nash, and almost unrequired there as Nash picks up the ball. Calls have stayed down from the Tigers FC crowd. No love lost here in this game. Keita, it's a nice touch. Gets around Pavlak. Ibarra, no. Lost Colucciello. He's back to Spasecki. Colucciello sizing up his options. Plays Shields. Pavlak gets a foot in. Denning. Oh, just scoots around the ref there. Waters, no. Dealt with well, but Keir's touch there to get it to Denning, and now Graham, and you see how they just open it up on that outer side through James. So much pace. He gets around one. Sends it in. Menza! Oh, I can't believe it's not 2-0. A fantastic ball in there from Thomas James. He beat one, he beat two. He found Menza the first touch, just he couldn't get it under control that first time, and then when he did, I thought for all money it was going into that bottom right-hand corner, but it just slipped past the post. And Cody Nash, he'd be breathing a sigh of relief. He's just been under assault here in this first half from Canberra FC. So many chances for the home side, and yet they're only 1-0 up with 4 minutes plus some time on remaining in this first half of this preliminary final. Of course, the winner will play Canberra Olympic next week. One in midfield. Here's a chance for Shields. Just can't get on the end of it. Villafane thought the pass may have gone to him, but no use going over it now as Graham plays James, the back heel. Fantastic to Keir. Another ball out here to Waters, who's just had his own wing here in the first half. Can he get around Keita? No, it's a wonderful tackle there. Dispossesses him, and Ibarra manages to take off. But Again, a nice challenge there from Graham. The ball goes high. Nearly a mix-up there between Gerbesser and Thurtell. Shields was breathing down the neck and doesn't come to anything. Again, they come out this side. It's Pavlak this time, getting on the ball. Forcing Ibarra into so much work up and down his own defensive right wing, and Graham in plenty of space. Could he have a shot? No. Plays Menza. Brunskill looking for Denning. Offside. Just a couple of minutes left in this first half here at Deakin Stadium. No doubt Canberra Olympic would be watching on to see who they'll be taking on in next week's grand final. This time James just sends it forward. Easy for Nash. Just leaves it. Eventually takes it. Sizes up to his options. Plays it short to Colucciello. Ball to Damari, back to Colucciello. Dealey. A bit of pressure from Graham. Pressing hard here, Canberra FC, and they get the turnover through Waters. He plays Menza. No, he's off. Just went a second too early there, Menza, but boy, they're dangerous when they get an opportunity, Canberra FC. Goes back there, Pavlak. Looking for Denning. James now in midfield. Often find him in that position, sort of getting behind the play in the latter stages, especially when Canberra FC are ahead. Uses his pace to get back and help the defence out. Such an unselfish player at times. And that'll be a cry of handball against Thomas James. Colucciello, not a whole lot ahead. Plays it to Ibarra. He's cut down very quickly. Shields wasn't in a position. Gerbesser plays it long. Dying stages of this first half. Just looks like Canberra FC will go in with a 1-0 advantage. They are pressing though, looking to land what could be a killer blow heading into halftime. Still plenty of football though to be played, but on balance you would say that Canberra FC have been by far the better side, far more chances, far more creative when they've had the ball in their possession. And it'll be quite a team talk for the Tigers at halftime. They aren't out of it, but they need to get players like Villafane and Shields more involved if they are going to win this game. Wonderful ball there, looking, and a diving Nash manages to save Menza's header there. Didn't look like it was going in though. James now plays it back to Brunskill. In extra time here in the first half. Play back to Thurtell. Plays a long ball looking for Waters. He can't quite get it on, and Spasecki will deal with it. Has a nice run. Menza falls over, clip of the heels. Villafane. They're sort of building something here, the Tigers. This is better from them. And just at the wrong time, Ibarra just pulled down Gerbesser and might just about do us in the first half here, I dare say. So the crowd's still filtering in here. Still plenty of action if you are in the area. Head down. calling for third tell to play it on, so there could be quite a little bit of time left here. No. That'll do us for the first half here at Deakin Stadium in the preliminary final for the Capital Football Men's NPL here in Canberra. It's Canberra FC 1, Tigers FC 0. We'll be back with the second half shortly. Back for the second half here. Bar TV's coverage of the National Premier League Capital Football preliminary final between Canberra FC and Tigers FC. It's a 1-0 lead to Canberra FC at half time as the players make their way back out onto the pitch here at Deakin. Dark skies sort of coming in from behind, perhaps a few blue skies in between as well. The lights are on here at Deakin. We've just been serenaded by some beautiful Croatian music at half time. What a beautiful thing about Australia, the multiculturalism right here in the nation's capital. It's a big So I've just heard of a sub there. It's Ryan Keir. He's been subbed, and Patriciana, he'll come on in a wide position. So looks like Waters will move into a more central position here in the second half. So all set here for a big second half. Of course, the big prize here is a spot in next week's grand final against Canberra Olympic. We're underway here thanks to the boot of Mark Shields. What awaits us here in the second half? We await and see. Early pass there from Matty Grabessa and dealt with easily by Pavlak. Nice moves there from Kalfas in midfield. And that's just boot through it by Grabessa, and Menza will be offside, much to the delight of the Tigers FC fans. Actually, it looks like there could be a free kick here for Canberra FC. No, it's actually looks like it was touched there off the boot, a deflection perhaps from the Tigers, and it's dealt with anyway. And Kalfas now has his chance down the left wing. They need him to fire in this second half if there are any chance of winning this game. Takes on Patriciana, but Graham so good back there, the captain, and he plays Patriciana for his first touch in this game. Plays a nice ball to Denning, who's now in that wide position. Couple of switches. Graham looking for Patriciana and just wide of him there, trying to adjust to the breeze again. Just seems to be swirling again rather than going to one side at the moment. Tamari goes back to fetch it. He'll look for Kalfas, but it's cut off by Patriciana there. A nice ball. Dealt with easily though by the Tigers, and Dealey can now move into space. Again, some great work there by Subasic, so strong at the back. Graham now back to Waters, who's moved into that central defensive position now. And Pavlak has options here, Grabessa and Subasic. Grabessa opts to take it himself. He has James wide if he wanted him. Opts to go back to Denning. And now Patriciana. Now Denning. Ball for Menza. And it falls there to Brunskill, and cooks another chance there for Canberra FC. Could have very easily been 2-0. Could have been 3, could have been 4, could have been 5. Plenty of chances for Canberra FC in this game. They just haven't managed to take them. That was another one there. And you just hate to think that for their supporters, if the Tigers do draw level, what could have been if we do end up heading to extra time later on in this game. So Nash. Menza with a nice touch. He's got plenty of plays into the box. One of them's Denning. Good fall to Graham Nash. And the second bite of the cherry manages to pick it up just before Denning was going to have a go. It's got to be more creative in their play here. the Tigers. It's all or nothing in this second half. The loser go home. Be a long bus trip back. It is the first day of spring here in Australia, in particular in Canberra, but with the current weather conditions at the moment, a nice play here. James to Pavlak, plays it back to Menza. Here's a chance, surely off the crossbar, and then another chance there from Patriciana, and another chance goes begging there for Canberra FC. Barely 5 minutes into the second half, they've had two chances early on in this second half to really put the game in their control, but still they just hold that 1-goal lead, courtesy of the boot of Waters in the first half. That time James with the shove on Ibarra. First opportunity for the Tigers to get forward in this second half. This time Brunskill down to Graham. It's cut off really nicely there by Damari. Now he plays a ball looking for Shields. Probably should have left that one, the deflection there, Damari for Kalfas, and now Denning in front of us. Goes back to Brunskill. Patriciana with those fresh legs. After Damari's just done all that work down the side, and he gets back well and forces a corner there for Canberra FC, but justified change there with Patriciana coming on for Ryan Keir into that wide position. He's gone through a bit of work early on in this second half. It'll be Waters to take it here. Plenty of numbers getting into the box for Canberra FC. He's got Patriciana short. Falls to Menza at the back, but instead of that, it was Subasic who went for the all-or-nothing bicycle kick, and perhaps was better off leaving it for Menza to strike it with a volley. Not to be. But again, Patriciana is getting into all the right spots here in the second half. Graham. Tigers in midfield. Now Kalfas wide. Take on Brunskill. Could have been a free kick there for Shields. I think coming, and nearly a wonderful ball there from Waters. Now it's Dealey in midfield. A chance for the Tigers to go on the counter-attack. Now Ibarra. Through so much work in that first half. It's a wonderful ball for Shields, and his shot has just gone right of the post, but that's positive signs for the away fans. Just a lapse in concentration there from Canberra FC, and Shields so close in his work there. So now Thurtell, he's taken that cap off. Sends one long downfield. Denning plays James his first touch though. Can't get control of it, and out of play for a goal kick. So now it'll be Spasecki. They've opted to get him kicking into the breeze in this second half, rather than Nash with the goal kicks. And now Keita. Starting to find some space, Tigers at the moment. Now Damari. Plays Kalfas. Nice touch to get around Brunskill. Finds himself inside. But then there's no one there for him to really pass it to. Had Dealey on inside, and he opts to go himself. Taken easily by Thurtell. It's a long ball looking for James. Finds Danning instead. Ibarra slips as he kicks it. Nearly works out. Shields couldn't control it, and then a bit of a nothing ball from Brunskill. Kalfas again. He's really working Brunskill over here on his left side. And the right backs so far dealt with it. Works with Villafane. He's really starting to move a little bit more. Menza and Villafane. That was a good contest. They do Ibarra. Water's there and Galiciello can't control it. He does on the second go. Villafane, I thought that may have been handball. Ruled to have been shoulder though. Keita. And Denning getting back in a position where we normally see Thomas James. Still plenty of time for the Tigers here if they are to get back into this game with a goal. Pavlak to throw it in for Canberra FC. Galiciello, he manages to get in and steal it. Perhaps they're missing Ryan Keir in midfield at the moment. Canberra FC was substituted at half time. Him and Graham really didn't give away much in that first half. It's a fantastic ball there from Thomas James out here to Petrigina, and his ball inside. Not quite as good. Now Waters. Inside for Graham. Switch at the other side to Pavlak. Goes inside, then outside, then looks to play Denning. Denning can find a ball in. It's dealt with easily there by the Tigers though. And now we see Ibarra in some space before he's run down. And then Villafane, who hasn't really gotten into the groove of this game at all. He's really struggled with his touches, hasn't really been in positions to be dangerous so far in this game. But as we've seen so far this season, they can so quickly change. And you wouldn't count the Argentine out. Now third tell, just slowing things down. Of course, when you're one goal up, you don't need to rush. Thomas James down to Menza. Spasecki gets back. That's wonderful. Gets past Menza, gets past James. Then he plays the ball to Villafane, but again, just not what he was after. Petrigina. A ball asks a lot of James, and he just can't get there. So in from Damari. Again, fantastic work there by Kalfas to get around them. And now Shields, he plays Kalfas in. Turns on his right and third tell with a fantastic save at the near post. Could have very easily been one apiece. Kalfas, some nice work there with Shields, but still 1-0 to Canberra FC. A corner coming for the Tigers. Could have very easily been one apiece then. Not to be on this occasion. Kalfas, he's over the ball. Plays a high ball into the back post. And nothing coming there for the Tigers. Dealey couldn't control it, and great chance goes begging there for the Tigers. And now Brunskill, who's really been forced to do a lot of work early on in this second half. He's down, clutching his leg. It looks like there could be a sub coming. I dare say it would be Marko Vucic, who's on the bench, would be the option there. But we'll wait and see. I think Marco's taking the tracksuit off on the sideline. Could also be Lamb. In fact, it's Costanzo who will come onto the field.
Substitution for Canberra FC coming off number 17, Aidan Brunskill, being replaced by number 13, Ross Costanzo.
Yeah, it'll be Ross Costanzo confirmed there, coming onto the ground for Brunskill. Not a bad move, considering early on in this second half it's been all of Calfas down that left-hand side for the Tigers. Could have very easily scored to make it 1-1 just moments earlier. Now a chance for everyone to catch their breath. Canberra FC just moments from being all tied up here, but not to be as dearly. Plays it now to Colucciello, but dealt with nicely in the, as I said before, perhaps missing Ryan Keir as a defensive edge there with Graham in midfield, but Ibarra didn't read that one at all that time. Graham now to Waters, and James doesn't even bother chasing that one as Menza is forced back. In the end, headed there for Nash. He just sends it high into the breeze, which is again was swirling for moments and periods of this game, but it's now gone back towards that right of your screen, towards the flats, but it doesn't seem to have had too much effect on the players in some cases, as Pavlak plays Denning here on the edge. Here's Patriciana, can't find him though, but James, and he's caught. And is this a decisive moment for Canberra FC? Just a couple of words, and you dare say that Thomas James will size this one up for himself. He's just working out his wall here, Cody Nash. Thomas James, I believe he knows exactly where he's going to put it. 17 minutes into the second half. This could be a decisive blow. Straight into the wall from Thomas James. You don't see that too often. And then Waters, he has a shot and a bounce off Denning, and he's offside. Another wasted chance there for Canberra FC. Now Ibarra on the counter-attack. Pressure by Denning, and now it'll be Shields. Can he keep it in? He does. Has Villafane and uses him. What can he do, the Argentine? He plays it back to Dealey. Has Ibarra. Now another ball to Calfas, but Patriciana does so well to get back, but a poor ball to Thomas James. And now Damari. Back to Calfas. What can he manufacture here? Plays inside to Dealey. Back to Dealey. And then a free kick for Tigers on the edge of the box. Now, after missing the opportunity just before, a chance for the Tigers at the other end. Some nice play there between Dealey and Shields. Dealey's over the ball. Number of players actually over the ball, including Villafane. Really going to challenge Thurtell here if they hit the mark. Plenty of height though in the Canberra FC wall, which will work to their advantage. Here we go. opportunity. It'll be Villafane. No, fantastic save there from Jordan Thurtell. And you see there, it doesn't take much for Villafane to get into this game. A fantastic free kick and an even better save from Jordan Thurtell. It's now going to be a corner though. And a poor ball put Kalfas under pressure and force back now the Tigers. Feel that the momentum has swung in their favour in this second half. And that time, that was a bit of a cynical challenge and a card there on this occasion, I believe. Yeah, it is Dealey who went in sliding there on Thomas James. Still plenty of time here as it's starting to go down here. Thomas James, so fantastic when he's on the ball, but that time he slides in, but on the free kick prior to that, and not quite sure about that decision. Gets one back on Dealey there. Could have very easily gone the other way against Thomas James there. And the last thing you'd want going into a grand final is any of your players being carded, especially a player like Thomas James or Dealey if you're a Tigers fan as well. Plenty of numbers forward, but there's also plenty back for Canberra FC here. In particular, Gabessa and Costanzo. But it'll be Pavlak. He just plays a floating ball. Doesn't really give anyone a chance, and Kalfas is so good when he has the ball, but he puts himself under a bit of pressure and then he gets himself out of it. So good with the touches, but he has to play back to Cody Nash. He puts himself under pressure, and Menza. Oh. Very easily shut the gate there with an error in the way here that Villafane. Nice touch to start off with, and he wins a free kick. Calls for a card. A bit of fighting there between Dealey and Kalfas for that pass to Nash. Cries of wake up, and Nicholas Villafane just goes over to Rob Dealey just to calm him down, just says it's under control, mate. Maybe a set play here. It's a wonderful ball to the back post. It's dealt with really well, and then Gabessa just clears it. I think as far as Pasecki, who does so well to get past the first, and then Ibarra, a ball in here for Kalfas. Here on the backside with Patriciana. Not the shot they were looking for there from Dealey. And now Menzo with some strength in a battle with Tanini. Comes back to Costanzo. Now James. He'll take control with a wonderful ball to the outer side to Pavlak. Gets past with a little bit of ease, and Graham off the post. And then Menzo's offside, but another chance there for Canberra FC. Twice they've been denied now in this second half, Canberra FC, from the woodwork. Somehow the Tigers are still alive in this preliminary final. Kalfas goes down and he wins a free kick. Costanzo just too strong in that challenge there. Led from Damari now. Colucciello. Spasecki looking for a Barra. That's a poor ball. Play back to Thurtell. Puts himself under a bit of pressure there. Shields cops one for his trouble. Now Denning looking for Costanza. Damari. Goes that nutmeg, and then Kalfas is causing a lot of trouble here on that left side since they've shifted Waters into the middle. Oh, that's wonderful there from Colucciello, but he loses it. And now Waters, he can play Denning. And Nash comes out, and he does so well there, and a collision there with Denning, and it's good to see both players only eyes for the football. What a challenge. Petrigina only as far as Damari. Now Dearly. Shields, but it was Subasic who got the foot in there. Colucciello loses out to Graham. Petrigina on the right side, just behind Denning. Now Spasecki looking for Kalfas, but he might be out of charge at the moment. He has done a mountain of work in the first 25 minutes here. Dearly also looks like he's cramping up in the middle of the ground. That'll be offside against Thomas James. Here we go. It looks like we'll have a sub here very shortly for Tigers. It'll be Damari coming off, and Ola Rigby will come on in jumper number 15. He's done so well, Damari, in this game in the left back, and Ola Rigby, he comes in. So it looks like they'll play three at the back now. The Tigers going all in for this one. Play the two up front with Kalfas and Shields, and Villafane probably working in underneath them as a 10 or a 9. Denning plays Menza, surely offside, not called. Plays back to Thomas James. He could just about kill it here. No, it's a wonderful ball for Graham, and Nash, he comes out and he takes it so well. Now Dearly. No. Plays it out to Villafane, but there's no one running for him. Here he comes, Ola Rigby, no. Grabessa does so well, and he wins the free kick advantage. And Thomas James just takes off, gets on his bike. He only has Tanini to beat here before he's in on Nash. He gets around him, he's got players inside. He could play Denning, he goes himself, and Thomas James makes it 2-0 and probably sends Canberra FC into next week's grand final. Fantastic counter-attack there from Thomas James. And it could be the killer blow here at Deakin Stadium for the Tigers. Because Canberra FC are now 2, Tigers 0. Just on 17 minutes left, plus extra time in this game, but on the balance of things, that could just about do it for Canberra FC.
Substitution for Kuma Tigers coming on number 15, Alex Olarigby.
Was that risk, and now Villafane gets a yellow for remonstrating with the referee. Of course, it was that risk, taking off Damari and playing 3 at the back, and it was just not enough there for Tanini. Thomas James is so skillful when he gets a chance, and he makes the most of it there. Could have played Denning inside, but he had the confidence to take the shot on himself, and he reaps the reward there. Canberra FC now well in control of this game. As Tanini plays it out to Kite. Now Barra, what can they do? Time is against them, and now Waters. Poor in the midfield, and now Graham. Possible handball now, Burrow, and you just think back to early on in the second half when the Tigers had that chance through Calfas and the fantastic save from Thurtell, and then the free kick that was saved. Villafane's free kick by Thurtell. But then when you look in reflection at the amount of chances that Canberra FC have had in this game, could easily be 4 or 5 up in this game and sending a real warning shot if they do get through to Canberra Olympic for next week's grand final in what should be a cracker regardless of which team makes it through this preliminary final. Now Matt Grubesser plays it back to Thurtell. Plays a high ball looking for Menza. He'll probably fall out the back here. No. Free kick there against Thomas James. Not a whole lot in it. I thought they were all competing for the ball, but called on this occasion against James. He's got to get a move on here, Keita. Cut off in midfield by Graham, and now Thomas James to Menza. James offside, surely. No, he's still on. Here he is. Can he get around to Nini and send them into the grand final? No. Plays back to Waters, and Waters a poor ball looking for Denning. And Nash will clear that one quite easily. He sends this one high, looking for Shields. Gabessa and Shields crash into each other, and Gabessa will just go down after that. Nearly fell into his own player. It's a bit unsportsman, if you ask me. No doubt the veteran knows exactly what he's doing here. With the clock running down here in the preliminary final. Villafane not happy. It's not a whole lot that can be done now for him as Grubesser will make it up to his feet. Get some of that magic spray that they so often use, or you'll find as he stumbles his way to the touch line, won't be long and we'll see him back on. As he gets the jeers from the Tigers fans. In fact, he's making his way to the sideline. He could be subbed off here, Gabessa. Dare say that won't be the case. It could be, though. The fact they're 2-0 up. Such a vital player for Canberra FC. Gets a bit of the water. So now Tigers playing with an advantage for a short period of time. And looks like Gabessa is just having a few words to his coach and should be back on shortly. And a poor ball there. Cut off by Pavlak, but again, only as far as Nash. And yeah, that's right, Grubessa has just come back on. So Spasecki. Now ball. Looking for Shields, and really need to put the pressure on here. Tigers FC. Costanzo. Nice ball there to Denning, and now Waters back in that right wing position where he caused so much damage in the first half. Nearly foiled to James, but Keita was there. Back to Pavlak though through James. Just in control here, Canberra FC. They don't need to score goals now to win it. They just need to control the football. And they're doing that through Thurtell. He'll play it wide out here to Patriciana. And now Denning, who's offside. Much to the delight of Tigers FC's fans. Directly in front of him. So now Spasecki. So play to Calfas. No. Grubessa. Now Patriciana. Oh, nice touch there around Ola Rigby. And now Graham. Wonderful ball out to James. Pavlak makes the run from left back. Easy ball there from James. Now Pavlak, what can he do? Looks to skip around Kite. He can't deal with it. Waters falls over, manages to play Costanzo as he was falling over. Graham to Patriciana. Has been in the box. Has Graham. Can he put the nail in the coffin here? No. He helps to take it back. Plays back to Waters. High ball there from Keita. Looking to clear it. Ola Rigby. Only as far as Waters. A wonderful ball from Patriciana. Looking for Denning. Gets around one. And he sends it high into the net. 3-0. And that'll do us. I believe that'll just about do it. The fat lady is now well and truly in tune and singing for Canberra FC. 3-0 for them. Kofi Denning, what an important inclusion he's been this week. And he puts the nail in the Tigers' coffin for their season. They've been brave for much of this game, but it just wasn't enough in the end. And 2 second-half goals to Canberra FC make it 3-0 with just about 10 minutes to go here at Deakin Stadium. Now, if you're Olympics coach Frank Cascia, you're looking at who you're going to stop next week, and I dare say at the top of his list will be Thomas James and Kofi Denning. And now Michael Menza, he comes off. It's been fantastic up front.
Substitution for Canberra FC coming off, goal scorer number 10, number 5,
It'll be Marko Vicic.
being replaced by number 2, Marko Vrkic.
Yeah, Vrkic, he's now on. Any goal now for the Tigers will just be for a bit of respect to finish the season on a high, but Patriciana now. So much space, possibly handball there against Tanini. He's gone down clutching his face, Patriciana, and it'll be a corner, and referee will go over and check out Jared Tanini who went down. Didn't look good. They've copped a ball to the face or the groin. Although they are showing some general concern for his knee here. So you just hope for his sake it's nothing serious. They are looking to stabilise his knee. His teammate Keita there. I'll help lift him up and slowly make his way to the sideline. It doesn't look good at all for Jared Tanini there. Struggling to put any weight on his right leg. It looks like on the far side it'll be Merkel who will come on in jumper number 16 here for Tigers FC. As Tanini continues to be worked on there down the touchline. He hasn't moved as corner taken there by Waters, and now a chance for Tigers through Ola Rigby. A poor ball there after Shields made a fantastic run down the left side. Now Thomas James. There's plenty of space on this left side. Now Keita, what can he do to shut it down? He can't. He just takes Thomas James down in the box, and that'll be a penalty for Canberra FC. And if the Tigers' season wasn't over at 3-0, it's just about to get even worse. with the penalty for Canberra FC. A nightmare end to their season, the Tigers. We were saying pre-game, the last time they played here it finished 7-2. Earlier in the season, that was in the game between these sides here at Deakin. It'll be yellow for Keita. Actually, no, it's a yellow for Ibarra. Frustrations boiling over here for Tigers FC. Thomas James. There's a lot of question marks over who would have the biggest impact between him and Nicholas Villafane heading into this game. Now, all Cody Nash can do is stare and hope. There's a few perhaps choice words for Thomas James. In my opinion, is just about to make it 4-0. Clinical there from Thomas James. Nash chose the right way. And that'll just about do it. 4-0 for Canberra FC. Plenty of goals in this one. But for Tigers fans, it's been all Canberra FC. 3 goals in this second half. 2 to Thomas James and 1 to Coffee Denning. We're just under 5 minutes here, plus extra time.
Coming off number 8, Jeremiah Ibarra, being replaced by number 12, Tony Matafari.
Yeah, and there's a change there. Ibarra, after getting that yellow card, comes off, and Matafari comes on for the Tigers. Not that it means a whole lot more. It'll be Canberra FC and Canberra Olympic, the old rivals, taking each other on in next week's grand final. What a game that's going to be. And Bar TV will have all the action for you next week as Thomas James is searching for that preliminary final hat-trick, and he just nudged Nash there as he went to compete for the ball, and free kicks given against him. He's hungry for more goals here, Thomas James. As the Tigers fans exit in their droves. It'll be a long trip back for them tonight after this sort of result from their side. But as it was, it's now celebration time for Canberra FC into another grand final. So much hunger for success for this club. And now Keita, he gets caught and he goes down, and the referee says, well, tough luck. And Marko Vucic has a shot, and Nash manages to leave it be, and now they'll go check on Keita to see if he is okay. But you dare say it's just damage control at the moment for Tigers FC. Didn't appear to be a whole lot in it. Perhaps caught with the toe. Sure, plenty of players would like this game to finish with the result just about all beyond doubt. Starting to get cold, despite the fact that it is the first day of spring, and Denning goes down and chases this one. Could they make it 5? No. Did well there, Spasecki. Here we go, Thomas James. Dealt with the ball, and that's the new man, Matafari. Plays Kalfas. And ball out here to Shields. Could they get a consolation goal here, Tigers? Not coming this time. Pavlak tracks that one back. And then wins the ball, coming off Matafari. So clinical, Canberra FC. Could have very easily been a much larger scoreline than what we currently have at 4-0 with just a few minutes to go in this game. They've fired a warning shot to Canberra Olympic ahead of next week's grand final. But as we saw last week, Canberra Olympic aren't without goals themselves. They did put 5 past Canberra FC last week, despite, there was no Coffee Denning last week. Whether his impact this week has made a big difference for Canberra FC, we'll have to wait and see in next week's grand final. It's played down here to Colucciello and now Spasecki. Played back, and Pavlak and James will play it into Graham. Just looking to get through this game now. The Stingers well and truly out of it as Vakic wins the free kick. Not a lot of urgency here from Canberra FC. They know where they're headed. As for the Tigers and their fans, a few more painful moments before the full-time whistle. Can sometimes be quite agonising when you know what the result is going to be well before the final whistle. It's played out here to Merkel. He plays Ola Rigby. Still playing here to the final whistle, but goes to James and now Patriciana. He wins the ball back. Plays Denning, and that's 5. A high 5 for Canberra FC. And Coffee Denning, he didn't play last week against Canberra Olympic, but he sent a message in this game. 2 goals for him, 2 goals for Thomas James, and a goal in the first half to Matthew Waters. It's been an emphatic victory from Canberra FC. And all you can do if you're a Tigers fan is say, well, we were there, we tried.
Gentlemen, the grand final will be here at Deakin Stadium next Sunday afternoon, kick-off 3 p.m. against, more than likely, Canberra FC and Canberra Olympic.
We just heard word then, confirmation that the grand final next week will be here next Sunday, 3 p.m. at Deakin Stadium between Canberra FC and Canberra Olympic. And what a match it's going to be. No doubt Canberra Olympic coach Frank Cashier is looking at this game, or will look at this game during the week and figure out there's 2 players I need to stop in Thomas James and Coffee Denning. But it's not just those players, it's getting past Gabessa and Subasic down back, so, and Thurtell in goals, but they were fantastic last week. They scored 5 against Canberra FC, so we could have a...
And gentlemen, correction.
No, correction.
Is on Saturday at 5 p.m. Saturday, 5 p.m. Canberra FC and Canberra Olympic. We hope to see you all here at Deakin Stadium.
A correction there. The grand final will be here on the Saturday night, a 5 p.m. night grand final under the lights here at Deakin Stadium next Saturday. That's going to be an absolute cracker as Merkel sends it high. Just moments here. We're in extra time. Can the Tigers get a goal here? And they get a free kick for Shields. And you'd just like a consolation goal for Tigers FC here. But what a grand final we have. The top 2 who finish top 2 in the season will be the top 2 at the end of the year after the finals. As Shields over the ball. They've been brave, but it hasn't been enough, the Tigers. Outclassed here by Canberra FC as Shields. It's a fantastic free kick, but it's just over the wall and over the crossbar. And as it stands, Thurtell will go into next week's grand final with a clean sheet in the preliminary final. And there it is. Canberra FC into next week's Capital Football NPL Grand Final against Canberra Olympic. It was an emphatic victory for Canberra FC, 5-0 over Tigers FC. A first half goal to Matthew Waters, had it at 1-0 at half time, but 2 second half goals to Thomas James and 2 second half goals to Coffee Denning led the scoreline to 5-0, and that will be the end of the Tigers season. Canberra FC, they go on to bigger and better things next week, next Saturday in fact, here at Deakin Stadium against Canberra Olympic in the Capital Football NPL Grand Final. It'll be Bar TV bringing you all the action in that one. If you have tuned in this afternoon, thanks for listening, thanks for watching the game. I'm Brent Ford. Enjoy your evening.